Turning tragedy into advocacy, how a young woman awaiting a double lung transplant is getting people to talk and tweet about organ donation. We'll look for divine beauty in human pain. I'm Lorna Duick, and you're watching Context, the show that looks at life beyond the headlines. She's a bubbly 20-year-old whose life took an unexpected turn last summer when she was diagnosed with a degenerative lung disease. Now, Elaine Campbell awaits a double lung transplant, which could take up to 2 years. And she's making some noise about it, using her creativity and energy to raise awareness for organ donation, even catching the attention of Justin Bieber and Ellen DeGeneres. Her message, organ donation can save lives, including her own. Let's put it in context. Well, Elaine Campbell had to leave her friends and family in Ottawa to move to Toronto with her mom as she waits for new lungs. Elaine joins us now to share her remarkable story. Tell us about idiopathic pulmonary disorder that has struck you.
Well, I found out about it, that it was officially idiopathic pulmonary fibrosis in the fall. That's when I got the diagnosis. But since before that, I just thought it was asthma.
And you collapsed while hiking. Tell me what happened.
Yeah, I was hiking with friends, and I didn't know what was going on because I couldn't keep up with them, so a friend had to carry me. And then that's really when I said, this is not asthma, this is something more than asthma. So I went to see my family doctor, got a chest x-ray done, and it was confirmed that I had a pneumothorax, that's the medical term for collapsed lungs. And then I was admitted for 2 weeks where they did open lung biopsy, a bronchoscopy, just to really get a lung tissue piece of the lung, just so they could give it more of a diagnosis, because they said this is not asthma, because the chest x-ray confirmed it was something more.
It's amazing that your doctor has come here. I'm going to ask him to describe the conditions of your lung. So let's just turn to Dr. Schaff there.
Idiopathic pulmonary fibrosis is an unusual disease, and the word idiopathic means we don't really know what causes it. And sometimes it suddenly hits young people, suddenly, as Elaine has been afflicted. Other times it shows up sort of slowly over time, and most people are in their 50s or 60s, previously healthy, and get this condition. And today there are drug therapies that can help it a bit, but ultimately the only way to treat it is to replace the lungs or do a lung transplant. So,
and Elaine, you had just recently a chance for those new lungs. Tell us about getting the call from the hospital.
My mom couldn't wake me up. Elaine! I thought she was just trying to put the oxygen back in because it often falls out during the night. And it happened so quickly. It was an adrenaline rush for sure. My sister was with me, part of the family. So my mom and I went to the hospital and went through the whole process, because you really ultimately don't know till the last minute. They could even be bringing you to the OR, I've heard, and the physicians know if it's not a perfect match. They can say it's not a perfect match. So it came close, but I trust they know what they're doing.
And how did that feel? Not quite a perfect match. You had to go home.
You know what? It felt good to know that they know what they're doing, to the point where even to bringing you up to saying, Elaine, you might even be going in at 7, and at 7 saying, sorry, it's been canceled because it's not the perfect match for you. And it feels good to know that they really know what they're doing to that point. And I've heard that they do have dry runs like this, so I was expecting it to be a dry run, because they do take the extreme, like they know what they're saying.
Dr. Schaff, you are the director of the Toronto Lung Transplant Program. Toronto did the first lung transplant in the world. I feel really good for Elaine that you're here and watching this case so closely. What would you say to her after her failed attempt at getting new lungs just yesterday?
well, you know, it's been a long road in lung transplantation. You know, when we did the first lung transplant in the world in 1983 and a double lung in 86, it was a very high-risk operation. And today we have a 97% success of getting through the surgery at Toronto General Hospital. We do over 100 lung transplants a year. But the problem is, all of you know, is there are not enough donor lungs. And so when there is an organ donor, we go and we work on the lungs and examine them and test them till the last minute to make sure they're okay. And we're also developing techniques to repair lungs, to make them better, so that we can use more of them. But unfortunately, sometimes the entire team was up all night trying to get things organized, and it wasn't just right. And so we'll try again next time. But I think there's hope there that, you know, if you've been called once, you're going to be called again. So hopefully we'll get to it.
Okay, Doctor, thank you very much. And you're not wasting your time while you've been waiting these months. You decided to target celebrities. And you said, okay, Justin Bieber, Ellen DeGeneres, you need to know why celebrities.
Why? Because they get the attention and they get the word out there fast. They get it out there quick, and they have credible voices. And I know that with the world nowadays, media, people are so attentive to media, social media, with radio, television, tweeting.
Tell us how well it worked, though. Organ donations skyrocketed. Organ donor sign-ups.
Yeah, the registration, the numbers just went up. So it was so encouraging, not just for me, but everybody helping me, because it took a lot of support to get it out there. So it's amazing.
Well, now it's time to find out what you think. Have you signed an organ donor card? Give us a yes or no on that. You can send your answers by phone, email, Facebook, and Twitter, and leave a video message on our website. We'd love to know, have you signed a card, yes or no? And when you come back later in the program, we're going to find out, is it enough to have signed a card? I had, but I learned something new about it researching this program. Plus, Ellen's mom will join us on set and tell us how they believe their faith and prayers have been sustaining them during their wait.
Hi, my name is Cindy Cherry, and this is my brother Tim.
And we both know that organ donation works. Almost 30 years ago, I was on dialysis and I needed a kidney transplant, and Cindy donated a kidney and gave me back my life.
Please think about organ donation. It is just the way to go.
If you're interested in finding out more, check BeADonor.ca and help somebody out.